Hello and welcome to another Wraggys Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Reviewing again from FireRock Brewing Company. And I did a beer haul up there and got a load of draft beers to take home, mostly keg, although some cask. So I'll be showing you a couple of cask beers that they had on. Stunning range of beers across all formats. You know, I like what they do there. Like me, you know, if you're a kid in the sweet shop, and let's be fair, every one of us who's a beer drinker is a kid in the sweet shop. You know, you must please the kids. Eh? Put yourself in their position. So you don't want a board full of imperial stouts, because who are you going to please? Just people who like big beers. So you need both pale ales and all sorts across the range. So went there yesterday, and I've slightly tangented off that. And I picked up a beer called Treetop Racer. It's a Kveik IPA with a strength of 4.9%. So, there, nice little pop. Obviously, I've got these on draft, so they will look better. And obviously, taste fresh straight from the pumps. There's always that thing with draft beers that they might look. So, colour-wise, I'm not so sure this is looking as it should do. Not 100% at least, but yeah, the guys will know themselves. Problem is in here, and I'm in the beer room, the sun's gone in, so it's not showing the beer up in its normal colour. It's not as dark as it's looking on camera. I can see it on camera, and it's not as dark as that. So, and Shane B from the beer review community, this is probably his favourite beer, so we already know it's going to be a good beer. Tropical nose. If anybody knows anything about Kveik, anything to do with Kveik, the yeast is absolutely lively as they come. It is the yeast. I'm hoping it's the yeast. I just made myself looking at a prat on camera. I'm used to it, so you know, you gotta do beer reviews. You know, if you don't look a prat at least some of the time, there's something wrong. And there you go. Wow, that's got some bite to that. That has. Tasting absolutely amazing. You know, I am concerned about the draft beer bottles that I really needed to do a couple of reviews last night, especially the stouts. It's not so bad, but when it comes to IPAs and stuff, there's always that chance that slightly different to what they really do look like. Oh, it's just come out of the fridge. It's tasting very, very nice. I can only do 4 beer reviews now, because otherwise I'm going to be steaming, and that's not a good look. Not when the wife comes home. What have you been doing? So yeah, don't go down that road. You know, we all have a partner, or maybe not, but you know, we all have someone to answer to in life. And if you don't, then you're very lucky. You know, most of us do have somebody, be it work, personal, or even a pet. So I'm getting a slight earthiness from the. I get like a tropical taste, but I get an earthiness from the Kveik. One never knows if you're getting the right tastes. And as somebody who reviews beers, I question myself. You know, don't hold myself in any high regard whatsoever. Yeah, I mean the channel's grown, and it's grown nicely, to be fair. Still nothing compared to the big channels out there, you know. And but I suppose, you know, you get a little bit of personality, something different from the rest of them. and genuine at least. There's lots of not so genuine people out there, and I don't do for non-genuines. I like, if someone was to say to me, "Your work's crap," I'd be like, "Oh, why?" And sometimes a little bit of feedback in the right way is a good thing. None of us are perfect, and that's the thing to do. But in any case, FireRock Brewing Company. This is the third of the beers I'm reviewing on this round of beer reviews, and like I say, it's in draft. I'm not thinking that's the colour that it's come out of the pumps as. No, it won't be. So, whereas the first two beers looked pretty damn on, this third beer, I reckon it's got slightly oxidised in the bottle. So that's not their fault. That's my fault for not reviewing it a bit quicker. There is a time limit. So, but tasting mighty fine nonetheless. Now, I've been in pubs with beer reviewers, and we was in one of the local pubs in town last year, and they were looking at this. Oh, this is oxidised, but it tasted amazing, So, even though it's not looking as it should be, it's tasting bloody good, So, if you come across a beer, and there's a bit of a learning process here. If you come across a beer and you pour it and you think, oh, the colour's not quite right there, and you taste it, it's like, it tastes bloody fine. What's wrong? And stuff happens. For me, this is my fault basically, because I needed to crack a few of these last night. With stouts, because they're dark, you don't see it, so the colour doesn't really matter. If it's black anyway, it can't go any different. With other beers, there can be a slight change of colour. So that's a draft beer thing over a bad beer thing, and I do want to get that point out there for anybody watching this review thinking, "Oh, that beer's not good." It is good. It's just that's where bringing beer home in bottles sometimes can be a slight fail. And I know the beer tastes good because a good mate of mine says it tastes good, and if he says it tastes good, then I know that I'm going to like it because we're very, very similar. Got a good taste on beer. So always the thing. And also, I know when a beer. I mean, I went to a friend's party, and there's a local brewery beer. I'm not going to say the name of the brewery. I had to delete a video because I didn't want to sound, like a prat on the video. I drank the beer, and straight away, when your lips clench and it's like, oh, this isn't tasting proper. And it didn't, and I found out that the people who just took over the pub, and it's like, oh, shoot, and in some ways you want to turn around to them and say, privately, your beer's gone, mate. That needs to be ditched. Yeah. And it's not easy running the pub. And if you're on a budget to run a pub, luckily keg beer is different to cask beer. But keg doesn't really go out of date at all. Cask beer has to be drank with a certain amount of days. Once you crack open a cask, it has to go. And so there's that thing. Sometimes that's why you see no cask in a pub, because if they close for 5 days, there's no point putting a new cask on. Absolutely no point at all. These are things we learn as beer drinkers, For pubs that only open 3 days a week, to put a cask beer on, you've got to be doing it at the beginning, or even as quick as you can, so you can sell it over the weekend. For keg, there's no issues really in that, so you can understand why keg is you know, pretty much a preferred option in a lot of places. Now, cask is probably the best version of beer that you'll ever taste. So there's another interesting curveball, in my opinion anyway. I mean, what do I know? Yeah, I only drink beer. So it's looking better on the pour now. What there? It's strange because it looks great here. Not an orangey colour, but slightly darker. Look there, it looks brown. So it just goes to show you our colours. That's on the camera. Whether it looks better when you watch this video back, I don't know. What I can tell you is it's tasted mighty fine. And it looks, if I look there, it looks great. Lighting kills it for me. Oh, I can only do one more beer review. I need some food down there. Otherwise, I'm going to get a bollocking. I can't say I'm getting a standout taste on this. It's between citrusy and tropical, but I'm not getting a taste that says this is what I'm tasting of. Although it might be the fact that I've done 3 beer reviews on the bounce. And I need food. The flavour's long lasting. It's certainly very nice. Another good reason to visit the good people at FireRock Brewing Company. There you go. There's the artwork. Love the can. Love the little skull. Where's the skull? Yeah, there it is. There's the skull. So for me, yeah, an enjoyable beer. A good 4.2 out of 5 for me. And like I say, it's another great reason to use bottles as draft. You know, remembering the fact that bottles have only got a short life. You know, you can't be leaving it for a week because, you know, hence it's not going to last. You know, that's why when they call it takeouts, basically it's to be drank with it as soon as you get home in most pubs. But nonetheless, decent as it is. So did I say 4.2 out of 5? I did. Yeah. Thank you for watching. See you soon.